Vintage Sportsman. This is our fall special where we're taking on a nice fall bow hunt and a couple of fall bow hunts here, and show you a little bit around some friends and family and things that really make what a fall season of harvest is. This really is what it's all about. So it's not just the hunting, it's friends, it's your hunting companions, any time spent in the woods. Today we're around about setting up some blinds and doing some things, and you know, it's just all that preparation. It's all part of it. So stay tuned, enjoy the show. Got some apples in here, and in my estimation, if I'm going to hunt over an apple tree, if I put out apples myself, it's the same as sitting by an apple tree. That's just my opinion. And for a recurve bow on the ground within 10 yards of a deer, this is the way to do it for me. It works. I mean, there's many ways to take a deer. Everybody's got their own way, but I like to use this way, anything I can, to get close. It's important, so it's a good little tip, but it works. Well, folks, this is footage of my blind. As you can see, you can't see through that blind. It is just a wall, a brush. I think there's a Christmas tree in there, and you got to hide the camera because the camera's shiny. You got to hide the movement of the bow. And this is what you're dealing with. You got to have that and you got to have a spot to shoot through. I usually make it on an angle because I can't the bow. But here's where we're going to be hunting today. So this is the way to do it. Let me just conceal ourselves behind there. All you'll see is my head. And that top bow limb, as I've always said, that if you could see my hand, that top bow limb is what makes the movement. So when I'm shooting, I got to watch that movement. It's good to have the bow up and ready in that position. So all I have to do is draw back and then release the arrow, rather than when the deer comes in making all this movement. So you want to try to see the deer before he sees you, which you old timers know that. But you know, this is mainly for the younger hunters. And it's a beautiful day, and we're going to hopefully get a deer today. May Lord willing, we're going to get a deer today. Alright folks, this is what happens when you hunt in New Jersey. You got bears all over the place. They scare them off. Bears are coming back. There's a mother with them, and she's big. And I want to better get out of here, down right there. Better get out of here before dark. I'll try to get a little more footage and we'll skate, because I don't know. You don't want to mess with no bears after dark. See, this is what happens. This is what we deal with every day as bow hunters. And I only got this. You know, looks like they may be going away. I'll tell you, I'll get more footage of them. I'll show you what we got. Well, folks, got some extra footage of some bears here I'm going to show you, and then we're going to get on out of the woods and go on to our next segment. I'll just enjoy this little bit of footage I got. Nice little bears around the stand. Uh-oh, there's another one. They're a lot closer than what you think. There's another one way over there. Welcome back, folks. This is the Practical Sportsman's Corner. We're going to show you what we have in our backpack today and a couple of items that may help you out. Beautiful fall day, beautiful time of year, and we got a good backpack quality. Any kind you got to find one that suits you, because this one, Gander Mountain, I don't even know if they're in business anymore, but it's got a nice frame on the back that kind of contours to your back, and it's real nice. It feels good. You can carry heavy weights without getting fatigued. And on the bottom there's tie downs. I got a little 3-legged stool that I use, and it just ties right in there. And it's nice because I can stay mobile. I can walk all through the mountains, and if I find a spot where I want to rattle, or a nice little spot in heavy cover where I can get a clean shot, because these giant ridges, deer run through these mountain laurels, and you might not want to be tied to one spot. You might want to move and call. There's so many different ways to hunt and have fun. So I got that with me. And then I always carry, here we go, a nice set of Rattling Horns. I mean, this is a real fun way to call deer. I mean, you don't always get them. Sometimes they'll come in an hour later. Sometimes they'll rush right in. I mean, it's hard to say, but I rattled a doe one time, and I shot it, and I cut the tips off of the horns, and it's just another thing to carry with me. Then I make up a couple of these little bags, and this one inside has my pens for my tags, the phone numbers for the Division of Fish and Wildlife when I want to call my deer in. If I get a deer and they have a little tag you got to fill out, a card for New Jersey, field dressing gloves, and marking tape. If you get a blood trail and you want to mark it out, you want to make sure you don't lose the blood, you mark it as you go. This is very important. So that's all kind of in one little bag here, which kind of keeps it neat and separate. And then else do I have in here? I have this bag here, and this bag has deer drag in it, which is good because you know, you drag your deer and you got a piece of rope, because what'll happen is if you're alone, you could use this hill to your advantage, and you take the one back leg and you tie a rope to it and tie it to a tree, and that'll keep the legs open. You ever try to gut a deer on your own and the legs are flopping all over? Well, you keep that piece of rope and you use the hill to your advantage to roll the gut sack out, and then you tie that one leg to a tree, and the deer's trying to go this way, the dead weight, and it's got that leg tied there. It makes it a lot easier to gut your deer. So that's a good tip that I learned. But this is a nice little bag, and you know, you keep your items separate and neat. And if I can get the zipper closed here, which is good. And then another little item I carry is I took a pair of camel pants that were defuncated, yeah. And I had them sewed on the bottom, and I made a little sack. And then what I have in there is the deer that I shot. I got a deer tail in there, and it's got a little screw on there with a piece of fishing line, and you can put it up in the area, make sure there's no other hunters around. You don't want to get yourself in trouble, but you know, you put this up and you can twitch it if you get deer coming in, and the deer will see that, and it may attract a buck during the rut. So that's a good little tip. Like I said, be aggressive, you know, when you're hunting. It's a lot of fun to try these things, different things, and they're just sitting there. You know, you can get deer to come into you. So that's a nice little item to have. You know, keep it with you, and there's plenty of room in the packs. And also, we got the number one thing, toilet paper. These leaves are wet, they're cold, they're no good. Gotta have toilet paper. And also, a little pair of snippers here. These things are, you know, a little pair of snippers. These things are come in handy because my blinds, as they die off, my natural blinds, I can cut evergreens off and re-put my blinds and make them up and cut tree, you know, branches out of the way. I mean, the 1,000,001 uses in the woods with these. These are great. And plenty of flashlights. I got probably 2 or 3 flashlights in here, but this one, I don't know if they make it anymore. Primos has a tracking light, and it shows a green light. It has a green light, a clear light, and a red and green, and it makes the blood show up at night really well. And this thing works. I mean, this thing is awesome. But I don't know if they make it anymore, but I bought it, and I'm happy to use it. And I take the batteries out during the winter, or the summer rather. I don't want them to leak or anything, so I just pull the batteries out when I'm not using it. But make sure you got fresh batteries, extra batteries. This flashlight ain't no good without no batteries. You don't get very far. Then there's plenty of compartments. I got a deer card reader. And for your trail cameras, you can read, you can go to your camera, you don't have to go all the way home. You know, I'm sure they make them for phones now. I'm kind of stuck in the past, like, you know, but I'm sure they make, you know, gadgets with your phones. But this is a great little item to have. You can see what videos you have or anything, and it's a good little item to have. Keep it with you, you know, if you got the room. And then you have, you know, obviously your hunting knife. I usually carry a couple. You know, it's just different things. Maybe a rain poncho if you're hunting there. You know, if you think it might rain that day, and just easy to have these items. And sometimes a little bit of water. Put some water with you. Some of these bags have a hydration thing on the back. You can put water in there. And it's always good to have a little bottle of water or something. If you can keep those plastic things are quite loud. They make noise. So if you can find some kind of metal container or something. You can wash your hands after you gut a deer. Sometimes that helps if your gloves break or something, or you just want to drink of water. But those are some of the items I carry in my pack, and according to my camera equipment and everything. But it's good, and it keeps you out in the woods and bow hunting. You put a sandwich in there, and you go out for the day, and just have fun. You know what I mean? Sometimes don't take it so seriously all the time. You know, try these little tactics. You know, try to call in a deer. When everybody goes home in the morning, sit in the afternoon, get up in these ridges, and go sit and mess with your deer call for a little bit. Get concealed, get down in the brush, get some heavy cover, and try to cut a little path through that heavy cover and put a little scent out 20 yards away. And if a deer comes through, if that's thick cover, and you can pull your bow back and get a shot. You know, during the midday hours, a lot of deer hunting, good deer hunting in the midday hours, you know. And then you can take a nap if you want to take a nap, you take a nap. I mean, you're out to have fun. But you can get deer too. So hope these tips helped you. Enjoy your hunting and stay well. Well, folks, we're heading back out in the woods. I'm going to get up in our blind and see if we can get ourselves a deer. So stay tuned. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised on our results. And stay tuned after the closing credits for some bonus footage of some friends that I know along the way. Good friends. Stay tuned. More blood here. You can see it. I don't know if you can see it there. And there's my arrow. Right there. There's my arrow. Deer shouldn't be far away from here now. Let's hope. Okay, folks, here's the deer. Not the biggest deer in the world, but for a recurve on the ground, not too bad. Nice little deer. Shot back, but that arrow angled in forward. So it looks like it's far back, but it angled in the vitals. The deer was facing away from me. But, alright, here we go. It was dark out. That deer died quick. Alright, fall bow hunting. Vintage Sportsman. Ready to go. Okay guys, all right. We got the deer hung up. Nice little button buck. I may have known it was a button buck, I probably wouldn't have shot it. I'd love to see them bucks grow up a little bit, but it was a good little meat deer. Recurve on the ground, and that's how you do it. I mean, you know, you just get behind some brush, and you do the best you can, and hide down in the brush there, and hopefully you get a shot. So we got her done. That's fall hunting for you.
Hi Eric, how's it going? Welcome
Good.
to the elk.
All right, thank you, brother Ted.
Eric? This is Ted Kershaw. He's one of my best buddies. I worked for him like over 20-something years at the West Bloomfield Board Ahead, and we had such a great time together. And of course, you yourself work for the Board Ahead, and you're part of our group. We just appreciate all you've done for us and what you've done for conservation and everything else and the wildlife. You're doing a great job.
Thank you very much. God bless. Love you guys, man. Love you guys.
I want to get. Hey there, Eric. Welcome to West Milford Elks. Just a good place to come hunting and fishing. West Milford's got the best fishing, best hunting, as you know.
Thanks, brother Bill. I appreciate it, buddy. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
You're gonna be famous.
Welcome. There you go. Fame and fortune.
Big break I've been looking for.
Eric has friends.